2 The Redline Productions proudly presents.
Hey there YouTube. Well, today I wanted to tour this 2011 Audi A3 TDI with 26,000 miles. As you guys can make out, this is the S line, as it said so on the fender. Take a look in back. As you guys can see, rides on 17-inch wheels, 225 45 17s. Rear disc brakes. There's turn signals on the mirrors. And take a look in front again. There's its fogs. So let's take a look inside. Rest of the interior. There's no sunroof or anything. Driver's seat powered. Lumbar support adjustments and such. I already have the seat adjusted to where I like it, so thigh support is at its max. Now I suspect that the key fob and such, everything is just in the front office, so I think all what's left here is the valet key, because it's just impossible. The Audi's just going to give you this as the main key. Plus the key fob isn't here, so. Anyways, let's start it up. No push button start, obviously. I know it's not because the startup is unrefined, that's just, it's a diesel engine, they all sound that way. Now I've once done a tour of an A3 over a year ago. It was the regular version, so yeah, this is my first ever tour of a TDI, of the A3. Now I have the seat adjusted roughly to where I like it, and it feels rather snug in here. This is a rather small car. Yeah, I have the seat adjusted almost all the way back, and as a result, I really don't have much comfort here when it comes to the armrest, because I'm just way back, and basically this armrest is just useless over here. Now in terms of legroom, you can feel the footrest here to the left a bit intrusive, just too pokey. Versus over here you have all this room here, so that's just the wheel well right back there, I'm quite sure. Center console is not intrusive actually, but again I have to have the seat almost all the way back, so this is not really the biggest welcome for a tall driver. Now the seat it feels quite narrow though, the lower section. Backrest is nicely bolstered, as you guys can make out. You can see some exposed stitching. The lower section feels a bit on the flat side, I will be quite honest. You can see already quite flat it is. It's already rubbing against the center console here. And I would have wished for a little bit more thigh support, but the seats are also placed at a rather low position here, so it's really not much you can do about it here. So, anyways, interior quality was actually quite good in this car. I mean, this entire dashboard nicely padded. Entire thing. Glove box. Here's the owner's manual. Quite sure it could fit in there. No, not going to work. Actually, it's not that large inside. We just have these shelves up here. Owner's manual pretty much takes a lot of space. There's dual latches, so glove box shouldn't flap around. This plastic surface here. Most Audis will have this padded. Then we have the radio. This is the 10-speaker sound system. You do have satellite radio. Aux jack will be down here in the center console. I'll show you where that is in a moment. Only in-CD. I think it's only single disc. It's possible that this may have Bluetooth because there's a hands-free control right here, but I really can't get the Bluetooth to work if it does have it. I mean, I navigated through the menu right here. Bluetooth.
Sorry.
Connect phone.
Sorry.
You are so useless.
Cancel.
There we go. See what I mean? Anyways. We have the stability control hazards. You can see them working. Dual zone climate control. You can see each passenger right there. Fan speed. Rear defogger. The gearbox here. We do have a 6-speed automated manual, so it could be either called DSG as it's more familiar, or the S-Tronic. So it's a dual clutch automated manual, 6-speed, manual shift mode, I really like this shifter. Feels like you're grabbing that of a manual gearbox. E-brake is leather wrapped, seems to be. Dual cup holders, rather tiny. But at least these tabs here do close in. So that was thoughtful. Rest of the center console. It is sure-footed, it will not jiggle around. Let's open this over here. You have the power outlet, another power outlet, and aux jack, as I promised to show. Close this. Close down the armrests. Open up this section. Well, the armrest is adjustable. You can see. You see how it holds up in place. Open it up, use it for storage. Now the lid is very jiggly. You guys can see these plastic hinges. Top is padded nicely. Steering wheel nicely thick, it's leather wrapped. Control the radio right there, you can see. Everything just works right there. Let me see what happens when you have that going. Yeah, just seems to bring up volume, I think. Or the stations, yeah. Yeah, stations. Volume is on this side. I should have noticed. Mode, insert phone. I'm not sure how that goes. Anyways, you have the wiper controls right here, intermittent speed, also for the back wiper. Turn signal lever, cruise control, it's independent. Steering wheel tilts and telescopes. That is a huge plus considering as a tall driver I have to sit way back over here. Headlamps, pull for fogs, panel dim. Now, fit finish, pretty good here on the A-pillar, nice and tight. Going over to the passenger side, follows through and into the back seat. So fit finish is quite excellent. Audi has always done excellent with that. Headliner, nicely plush. Yeah, to turn on this map light over here, you're gonna have to turn on the entire thing. There's no button that you can push independently for your side. So you guys make out. Surprisingly, this rearview mirror, old school flap over here. You would have imagined that an Audi would have had a dimming rearview mirror. So, anyways, here's a small shade, as you guys saw. Sun visor. Ooh, what was that? I have no idea what this is. Put that there. Sun visor coated with this vinyl. No vanity light. That is also a surprise. On an Audi, you don't have a vanity light. And it feels rather low rent, too. Very flimsy, like that out of a $13,000 car. Passenger side also is punished not having a vanity light. So, I honestly don't recall an Audi not having that. Anyways, oh shit handles. They are damped. Spring is concealed. Everybody can join in the fun, including the driver. Now the door panel, nicely padded up here. Well, it's actually rubberized. It's not really that much padded. Door locks, armrest, nicely padded. Side as well. All four windows, auto up and down. Power mirror controls right there. Lower section of the door panel moves down to this grainy plastic. You guys can hear it, almost like that of a General Motors product of the late 2000s. Liftgate. So that's dislatched. Fuel filler lid. So we're ready to check out the back seat. Door panels in the back seat. Same materials as up front. You don't have a door pocket. Power window switch right there. You can see on the sill right there on the edge, the rocker panel. S-line. And as predicted, legroom is just awful. Let's give this a shot. Ugh. This is so not working out. I mean, my leg is just crammed into the backrest over here. Anyways, there's the door locks here. What could be an ashtray or a coin holder. But yeah, this back seat is just awful if you are a tall driver. But anyways, here's a better angle for the front seat, everything. You guys can get a better, clearer shot. Yes, this is just awful. At least this is padded, but still, it just does not make anything more comfortable. This is a pain. Thigh support was awful, too. armrests. Padded on top, thankfully. Cup holders do pop out, as you guys saw. Oh, you also have access to the cargo area. I should have closed this armrest. There you go. Yeah, this is rather clumsy. Getting the armrest open and trying to fold that down. Seats do fold down, 60-40 split seating. I'll leave that down, and I like how the headrests are recessed atop the backrest over here, so you don't have to remove a pokey headrest or anything like that. Cargo area is pretty good, especially once you fold down the seats, but with this here in the way, it's not really that big of a deal. Spare tires should be found under here. Yep, little donut, jack neatly placed up there in the upper right hand corner. Power outlet, little net. Little light right there. Let me walk out a little bit. You have the cargo cover, a little bit more privacy. I guess this little hatch, I don't know if you can call it a wagon, but it looks more like a hatch since it's a rather small rear. The only things that compare to it, I mean, we have the Volvo V50, which is a little bit longer. It looks more like a wagon. And we also have the Acura TSX wagon. I mean, those are the only two cars right now that pop up in my head right now that can compare. Both of which are much roomier cars and more comfortable. This is rather snug. So it's quite a bit of sacrifice in this car, but you do have a diesel engine, which neither the V50 or the TSX have. You can see the headlamps, just regular halogen bulbs, not even projected. Under the hood, we have turbocharged 2-liter diesel 4-cylinder. It only makes only 140 horsepower, which really isn't that big of a deal, but it makes an impressive 236 foot-pounds of torque at 1,750 RPM, so that's just impressive off-the-line torque, so it's not going to be a slow car whatsoever. It will be just fine. And hood sounded quite solid when I closed it too, so. So before I conclude this tour, let's give this A3 TDI a quick rev. Yeah, that's the rev limit right there. Cuts off right at 2,500. Very rev happy. It does not rev slowly whatsoever. And it really smooths out too once you have it in the upper revs. So let's see what it sounds like with the windows closed. It's actually very quiet once you're sitting inside. Of course you can still hear the clacky traditional diesel. You guys can hear. But it's not that bad at all. I mean, it's just obvious. At least one of the benefits of having this engine, I think this car does 42 miles per gallon on the highway, which is just impressive. I mean, I think that's just about class leading unless you have the VW Jetta TDI. So that one might do a little bit better. Slightly lighter weight and such. But yeah, YouTube, thanks for watching. And that is it for this 2011 Audi A3 TDI.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation used with permission. The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of To The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.